It's the greatest rivalry in the conference, taking to the hardwood tonight for another chapter. The Darien Blue Wave look to keep their FCIAC playoff spot intact, while the New Canaan Rams look to play spoilers and keep climbing up the standings. We welcome you inside the New Canaan High School main gym for this big rivalry game and a joint live stream between DAF Media and NCTV. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Brendan Shank joined alongside me, Jackson Easley. And Jackson, it doesn't matter the sport or the circumstance we come into the game, but Darien and New Canaan, always a good matchup. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
That's right. These teams always take this game very, very seriously. For New Canaan, the keys are perimeter scoring. They have struggled inside all season long. Their wins have typically come when they've been able to knock down some shots from the perimeter. We're
about 9 minutes away from tip-off. We're now going to get into our pregame show we have on hand tonight. First, we're going to take a look at the FCIAC standings as of pretty updated. And as you see on the graphic right there, Darien currently sitting at that number 8 seed with the 5-5 conference record. They're tied with Danbury and Stamford, and New Canaan a little further down at 13th place at 2-8. But Jackson, all hope isn't lost for the Rams. 2-8. They have 3 conference games still left. They can still go 500 on the conference season. What do you think the Rams are going to do to try to do that down the stretch?
It'll be a difficult stretch for them, Braden, but obviously it starts tonight. This will be a statement win over their rival to get them going in hopes of a playoff run.
And we talked about New Canaan, Darien, a tough stretch coming, tough stretch they have, playing 3 of the top teams in the FCIAC, so they could really use a win tonight. And we're now going to shift that over to the stamina these teams need to have. This is their 3rd game they've played in the past 4 days. Friday they were supposed to play, but cancellations moved that game to Monday. So these teams have played Monday, Tuesday, and now today, and you see the results. Darien having to take the road trip up to Danbury on Monday and beating the Hatters by 1 point thanks to a Carson Drake buzzer beater, as well as they went up to St. Joe's on Tuesday and couldn't pull out the win. And New Canaan 1-1 on the week as well. They went to Bridgeport on Monday, picked up the win, but then hosted the Fairfield Ward Mustangs on Tuesday and couldn't pull one out. Jackson stamina is a big part of any game, and what do you think these teams really need to do to keep the streak going and finish out this stretch well?
I think the teams will be energized today. It's a rival game. We're towards the end of the season. Teams are in great shape. I think they're going to be ready to push hard, and we're going to see a tough game tonight.
So we talked a little bit about the teams we're going to have today. Let's now get into some of the players we're going to have and players to watch. First, starting with the Darien Blue Wave and their big scorer this season with Simeon Dahl, just a junior, but a great season he's having, 200 points on the year, the team's leader. And Jackson, what does Simeon really bring to the team, and how do you think he really rallies the troops?
He's a sharpshooter, Braden. He's hit 34 three-pointers this year, averaging 17 points per game. He's a scorer who can really knock him down. New Canaan's going to want to get one of their better defenders like Brendan Tiscornia on him tonight, a long player who can really contest those difficult shots. And
it's not just Simeon Dahl on the offense. As of Friday, they got one of their big scorers back for the Blue Wave, senior captain Miles Drake, making the return from an injury. And he's really just been a key player that Darien has. He averaged 17 points per game last season, so Darien's really happy to have Miles back. And how do you think that changes the dynamic of any team?
I mean, he's a leader, senior, of course. Teams can really rally around a guy like that and can really help them win tonight.
So that's Darien's players to watch. Now we're going to shift over to the New Canaan side, and their big player to watch is sophomore Griffin Bramwin, who's really done a great job leading the team, and just a sophomore, but he brings a ton of varsity experience with him.
As you said, Braden, just a sophomore, but the offense really runs through him. He's a great shooter, ball handler, reminds me a lot of UVA point guard legend Ty Jerome, just a real facilitator for this team.
It's a good comparison you have there, Jackson, and Griffin Bramwin's not the guy that's going to go out and drop 20 points a game. He's just an overall team player. He's a great passer, great with the ball, and he's got a great alertness on the court, so he's a talented player to watch, and those are really the 3 key players you're going to be watching tonight: Bramwin, Simeon Dahl, and Miles Drake. And we talked a little bit on in the open about the rivalry that these teams have, and we're now going to shift over to the rivalry throughout this entire school year and really all the sports that these teams have flashed at and the overall numbers, because, crosstown rivals, big border rivals, it's one of the biggest rivalries in the conference, Jackson.
That's right, Braden. New Canaan won the Turkey Bowl this year. Darien got them back in the state playoffs. These boys are going to be looking to try to change the score tonight with a win for either side in basketball.
So you see there on your screen the totals. New Canaan currently with 8 regular season meetings among those sports you see on your screen, and Darien only with 7. So if they can pull out the win tonight, that would even the score up to 8. And of course, can't forget about boys soccer pulling out the tie. So New Canaan leading 8-7 on the school year. Darien would like to pick up the win. And now we're going to shift over to one of our final segments, the keys to the game. And Jackson, we got some important ones. What are the keys to the games first for the Blue Wave?
For the Blue Wave, they've struggled to play full games this year, have played very few full games. They need to play the full 32 minutes tonight. That's really key for them if they want to beat a big rival on the road. They also want to hit their free throws. They've shot under 50% from the line this year, really struggled. That's obviously going to be huge in a game like this. And finally, they need to limit their fouls. New Canaan's got some players who can really knock down free throws, like Jack Laddick, Griffin Bramlett. Definitely going to want to reduce their fouls so New Canaan doesn't get in the bonus early.
How about New Canaan?
On the New Canaan side of the ball, they can't give up big runs. They're a 3-point shooting team, so when they get in a drought from the perimeter, they can really let games get away from them. And in order to do this, they're going to want to hit early shots. They got guys who can really drill the 3 balls. but they need to hit them tonight. And finally, they need to win the rebound battle. They've allowed lots of offensive rebounds this season. I want to see bigger players like Spencer Fuller-Wright, Ned Brady, really getting in the boards and securing some rebounds for their team.
You bring up some interesting points there. New Canaan, they have the taller team on paper. All 5 of their starters tonight above the 6-foot mark. Darien on the smaller side. So how about we now go to the Darien side? What do you think they need to do to try to get some of those rebounds both offensively and defensively?
New Canaan definitely has the size advantage, so it's going to be all about positioning for Darien. If they can crash the boards, box out, they could effectively rebound tonight.
So that's the rebounds, and you also mentioned there the runs that New Canaan gives up, and this is such an inexperienced team. New Canaan graduated 7 seniors last year, including some big ones in the Sweeney brothers and Leo Magnus. So they've definitely relied on some younger figures to kind of step up, including Griffin Branwett, and he's done a good job. But they give up these runs, especially you look at that Richfield game in which they were in it for the first half, and then coming out of the second half, they really just couldn't score a point, and it went a long way in determining the outcome of the game.
That's right, Braden. As I said earlier, this team really relies on their perimeter shooting. If they can't get hot from 3, they don't really score much inside, and so they try to push the ball a lot in transition to get some easier buckets. But when that game gets slowed down, maybe by Darien press or strong defense, it's going to be difficult for them to score the ball offensively.
So it's the first meeting between these teams this season, and the only meeting they will have. New Canaan currently at 6-8 on the record, clawing their way back to 500 after a great start from the team. They went undefeated in out-of-conference play, but then they hit January, and they went 0-7 in the month, couldn't pick up a win, and ever since then they've been playing a little bit better, and they had that rough game against Fairfield Ward. But Jackson, what do you think New Canaan is going to do to try to stay with that hot momentum they have going from and leave January behind them?
I want to see them get a lot of looks for Jack Laddick tonight. He's a great shooter, reminds me a lot of Kyle Guy. Can really knock him down from 3. I want to see a lot of off-ball screens, finding ways to get him the ball and get him a quality look. He can really punish Darien from the perimeter.
And Jack Laddick, he is just such an explosive player, 26 3-point balls. And you look at that game on Tuesday where they took down Fairfield Ward, Laddick had 15 points, all of which off the 3-point ball, so he's an amazing shooter. And if New Canaan finds himself down in this game, I think we know who they're going to be going to try to get back in this game. And Darien, if they get down, we know who they're going to. Simeon Dahl, Miles Drake, and we haven't talked about in the paint, they have Carson Drake, who's just a force to be reckoned with, getting rebounds, putting points back up, 156 points. So what do you think New Canaan's going to do to try to slow down Carson Drake?
They have a big player themselves in Ned Brady, who's a Army O-line commit for football. He definitely knows how to be physical in the paint and handle large opponents, so I'd like to see them utilize him defensively.
And Ned Brady's a player that the team really hasn't utilized all this much. He sat the bench in a ton of games, and we're now going to send you down to the floor with PA announcer Bill Brown, who will have the starting lineups and the national anthem before we get underway in this one between the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave.
Keep your mask over your nose at all times. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to New Canaan High School for tonight's FCIAC boys basketball game between the Darien Blue Wave and the New Canaan Rams. Now let's meet this evening's starting lineups. First for Darien High School. Number 30, John Fiorito. Number 10, Miles Drake. Number 20, Jack Barber. Number 23, Carson Drake. And number 14 is Simeon Dahl. Head coach of the Blue Wave is Troy Bentley. Now here's the starting lineup for the Canaan Rams. Number 23, Griff Bramwell. Number 13, Sante Lacayo. Number 5, Jack Leggett. Number 2, Logan Sykes. And number 4 is Mike Sanseverino. Rams head coach, Kenny Gozer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner?
And the beautiful rendition of the anthem a little while ago, and we are just about ready for basketball on this Thursday afternoon from New Canaan High School. As we mentioned, a joint production today between NCTV and DAF Media, bringing you this live coverage of varsity boys basketball, and the teams are now breaking their huddles, as it should be an exciting one on hand.
We'll see if New Canaan can capitalize on those keys we talked about in the pregame. Really like to see them get to a hot start from 3.
So it's going to be Jack Barber and Santiago Lacayo taking the tip. And the ball is up and we are underway. It will be the Rams that take the tip. Sykes with possession. Canaan will be moving left to right on your screen to start. They're in their home white jerseys with the black numbers. Darien in their road black jerseys with the black numbers with the blue trims. Pass over to Sykes. Gets it right back to Bramwitt. Bramwitt being guarded by Miles Drake. Over to Lacayo. Lacayo's a good three ball shooter, and a foul is called on Lacayo, an offensive foul to get us started.
Kyle tried to get some separation there, looking for some space, guarded tightly on the play, could not do it. He gets called with the offensive foul. Kind of a rare call. You don't see that very often to start the drive.
So that's how the game starts, a offensive foul on Santi Lacayo, and now John Fiorita wearing number 30 tonight, not his usual number 2. Passes it over to Miles. In the paint to Carson Drake. Drake driving, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound Lacayo.
Tried to take advantage of a bit of a size mismatch there over Sanseverino.
That's Sykes. Gets its way over to Lacayo. Finds its way to Laddick. To the top to Sykes. Sykes now gets it back to Lacayo for 3. No good. Dahl with the rebound.
Lacayo often a deadly shooter for them.
Dahl for 3. And it's good. Simeon Dahl gets the scoring starting, a 3.
As we talked about in the pregame, Dahl can really knock them down.
And the ball will be staying with the Blue Wave. Simeon Dahl, just an electric player. That is his 35th three-ball on the season. And 265 points for the Darien junior as John Fiorita brings it up. Over to Dahl for three. And just short, rebound goes to Laddick.
New Canaan's got to find a way to cover Dahl there on the perimeter.
Laddick over to Bramwitt. Bramwitt slowing it down. Dahl trying to pick up the pace. A spin move gets it over to Sykes. It was Laddick who had a look but will drive it in. Quickly met by a couple Darien defenders. The shot there from Bramwitt is good.
Bramwitt doesn't shoot it very often, but when he does, he tends to knock them down. Really great perimeter shooter for this New Canaan team.
Carson Drake now gets it over to Fiorita. Right back to Miles. Over to Simeon Dahl. Drives in and gets it back to Fiorita. Simeon Dahl was left open for a second there, and Miles now cutting. Over to Carson Drake, and he puts it in.
That play was all created by the threat of Dahl from the three-point line. He made the defense completely collapse and got it inside for an easy make.
Bramwitt now over to Sykes in the corner for three, and rims it out. Drake will get the rebound and bringing it up over to Dahl. Dahl quick with it, bringing it to the hoop. The shot, no good. And Barber will get the rebound, trying to put it back up. He is stopped. And we'll see a jump ball, and that one will be staying with the Blue Wave.
You can tell this game means a lot to these two teams. Lots of hustle there on the board.
As you can hear on your audio at home, this building is just electric. Both sides with a student section. A big crowd on hand. Darien wins the possession with the arrow by way of losing the jump ball. Miles will get it all the way back to Simeon Dahl. Dahl now gets it over to Miles Drake. Once again, only his fourth game this season that he has played in. Quickly being guarded by Griffin Bramwitt. The screen from Carson Drake. Miles now in the paint and off the backboard, can't get it.
As we saw in that last dead ball, New Canaan checked in Fuller, Wright, and Brady. Definitely looking to have some more success on the board with their two big men in the game.
Spencer Fuller Wright missed all of last season with an ACL injury in his first varsity years. That shot from Bramwitt is no good. That was Carson Drake with the rebounds. And now Dahl. Barber with the screen. Drake right back to Simeon, who is left open for three. And just missed. Rebound to New Canaan. Bramwitt now. 6'1" sophomore. With the height advantage on Fiorita. Jump shot. And no good. And Fiorita will get the rebound. The smallest guy on the court. But he still gets it. Dahl for three. No good. And another rebound by Fiorita. And Barber. It's good. Jack Barber using his size.
The threat of these Darien shooters from three is really causing the defense for New Canaan to stretch out and allow easy shots from the inside.
And Jack Barber, this is now the 13th game he has scored in this year. Fuller right to Ned Brady with the shot. And a swish there from the Army commit.
It's a rare jump shot from the big man. Usually gets his point farther down in the paint. A great shot from him there.
Ned Brady only averaging about a point a game or so. He already has two to his name, and we're just a couple minutes in. Miles Drake. San Severino switches it over to Brady for the shot, the three. And it's good! Miles Drake with the three.
Drake quickly recognized that he was mismatched there. Brady was guarding him, and he just pulled it right away and knocked it down.
Miles Drake averaging 5 points a game. 18 points now on the season. Fuller right to the other big man, Ned Brady, another jump shot, and it's good.
And the New Canaan student section is loving this one. Ned Brady with back-to-back jumpers.
That's something you don't see often from the big man, Ned Brady. 6'5", and he has two jump shots. Carson Drake now to Simeon Dahl for three. And just out. Rebound to Laddick. Laddick trying to speed it up. Over to Bramwitt for three. No good. Fuller right will come away with the rebound, trying to go up with it. And off of Fuller right, the ball staying with the Blue Wave.
Great job by Fuller Wright using his frame to grab the rebound, but he just couldn't secure it. It's going the other way now.
Some substitutions, Kyle Bloomer, Austin Black, and Isaac McMullen checking in for the Blue Wave. Ty Groff coming in for the Rams. And it will be Isaac McMullen, the junior. Only 5'5", but great ball handling and a ton of speed out on the court. Dahl. Over to McMullen. Right back to Miles Drake. Bloomer makes a move trying to bring it in. Dahl staying with it, puts a shot up. No good. Rebound to Fuller Wright.
Buchanan's really playing small here. They had Darien rather playing small. They had Brady guarding Drake there, which is a bit of a mismatch.
Brandwitt being guarded by Austin Black, takes the three. No good. And the rebound will go to Ty Groff using the hustle play there. And now Miles Drake will try his luck at guarding Griffin Bramwitt. Ned Brady trying the transition. In the corner to Groff. Right back to Ned Brady. He wasn't looking for the shot. Fuller Wright. Over. Trying to find someone. Bramwitt now. Canaan really slowing this ball down, looking for the perfect look, as Bramwitt will retreat once again from the basket.
Brady's got a size mismatch inside. Let's see if they try to get it to him. Guarded by Dahl.
Monahan makes a move. Gets it over in the corner to Groff for three. No good. And Bloomer will pick up the rebound. So Darien stopping a Ram effort that took quite some time off the board. Dahl loses it but stays with it. Makes the move in the corner for three is McMullen, and it's good! Isaac McMullen, not your typical three-point shooter, only his third three-ball on the season. Now, Monahan over to Fuller Wright, down low, not looking for the shot, gets it right back. Bramwitt now, 26 seconds left in the quarter, throws it up to Ned Brady. And a travel call on Ned Brady. Took a couple too many steps.
Costly turnover there by Brady. They're going to be giving it right back to Darien, who's off to a blazing hot start from three.
We mentioned in the open they couldn't go down on one of these big runs, and in the first 8 minutes, Jackson, they've done just that, as Darien now leading 13-7.
We got to find a way to cover Dahl here. He's been left open for a number of quality looks, and he can really punish them.
And Simeon Dahl's the type of player that if you just give him the slightest of a second, he'll put the shot up and make it. Right now, they're even giving him some room on the wing, as McMullen with possession of the ball to Galoo for three. No good. That's Riley Galoo, who just checked in for the Blue Wave, another junior. Rebound to Black. And the charge is called on Austin Black.
High IQ play there by Lenahan to draw the charge. Gain another possession for his team. 2 seconds left to go.
Austin Black was not happy with that call, but the ref saw the planted feet, and they're not going to win that call as an offensive player. Darien now playing the tight defense, only a second left, and they're not going to get the shot off. It was a good attempt, though, from Ty Groff, a football quarterback, so I guess he kind of pulled that out of his arsenal, tried to make it up, but even if he did make it, it wouldn't have mattered. So 1 quarter in the books, Darien with the 13-7 lead. Jackson, what did you see in this first quarter?
New Canaan did not get the start they wanted at all. Most of their scoring came from Ned Brady, oddly enough, from the mid-range game. They were only able to knock down 1 3. That was Bramwood, obviously, and they did not match at all Darien's shooting performance to start it off.
Simeon Dahl has been the big player for the Blue Wave, making a couple big threes. And Jackson, what do you think Canaan needs to do to try to slow down Simeon Dahl in this one?
I want to see them get one of their more athletic players defensively, guarding him. Maybe Sykes, who definitely has some length and can contest some of those perimeter looks.
It's also going to be interesting when you look at, who New Canaan's subbing in and out. They had Fuller Wright and Ned Brady on the court at the same time, who aren't two of your bigger scorer opportunities. So that means they only really have 3 big scorers on the court. So do you think New Canaan's going to try to keep with that strategy, or do you think they're going to try to switch it up here?
I'm not sure what Coach Melzer is going to do here. They didn't have much success, despite those 2 big men being in the game, getting any offensive boards. So he can go either way here. He could go small, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed with those 2 big men.
So we're going to now send you back to the court for the start of the second quarter. It will be New Canaan ball. So Canaan's going to try to get some offense going and try to claw their way back in this one. Still a lot of basketball left to play. You don't want to go anywhere. You're watching NCTV and a DAF Media joint production. Braden Shank and Jackson Easley with you. So glad you could be with us here on this Thursday afternoon from New Canaan High School. Once again, New Canaan in their home whites, Darien in their road black jerseys. As quickly, that's Laddick over to Groff. Sykes now trying to make a move. Open is Groff in the corner. And no good off the rim. Groff gets his own rebound, tries to go up with it, and he gets it.
Great job by Groff on the second chance bucket. That was the second shot he got from that same corner. Wasn't able to knock it down, but great job getting some points for his team.
They make the difference in any game, those second chance points, and Groff really showing it, picking up the 2. Dole now in the paint to Drake. No good. And Galoo can't get the rebound. Darien trying to get it, and the foul will be called on, I believe, Kyle Bloomer.
They're lucky Drake missed that one. San Severino went for a steal there and missed, leaving Drake with a pretty quality look, but couldn't knock it down.
Kyle's first, only the second team foul for the Blue Wave. As now San Severino will try to take it up.
Darien resorting to some press earlier in the game.
Baseball pass complete to San Severino, and he lays it in.
New Canaan was able to beat that press pretty easily. I wonder if Darien's going to go back to that or leave him uncovered.
Drake with the fake over to Galoo. Right back to Miles Drake for 3. And it's good! Canaan sideline not happy with that one, and they are going to take their first timeout. Miles Drake left wide open, and he makes the Rams pay with his second made 3 of the afternoon.
You see the New Canaan coaching staff having some strong words with their team. They've been leaving these Darien shooters wide open and just been punished by it. A lot of 3s knocked down here early on from Darien.
So Coach Melzer will take his first time out. Still has 4 remaining. 6:46 left in this second quarter. Darien currently with the 16-11 lead, and really the 3-ball has been Darien's best friend. 4 made 3s already in this game. They've only made 2 shots from not the arc, and that was from Jack Barber and Carson Drake. So the 3-ball really could go a long way in this one, because you got McMullen who made one, Simeon Dolan made one, and Miles Drake with 2 already to his name. And New Canaan, they got to get that offense going if they want to try to stay in this game.
Like to see New Canaan play some tight man defense. A zone's not going to really work against a team like Darien who can shoot so well from the perimeter. Going to want to get long defenders who can contest those difficult outside shots.
So it will be New Canaan ball. Lenahan to inbound for the Rams. Darien playing the tight man-to-man. Finds Groff. Bloomer with the tight D. And they're trying to force the 7-second on the Rams, but they floated over to Laddick for 3. And no good, trying that line drive shot. It will be Miles Drake with the rebounds.
He can really knock those down. Don't want to give him too many opportunities like that.
Bloomer now. Over to Dull for 3. And it's good.
Not the start New Canaan wanted. Giving up a Darien run, not being able to get anything going on their offensive end.
And the foul will be called on Kyle Bloomer, his second of the game. And I believe 14 fouls, all of which have been offensive fouls, if I remember correctly.
I think you might be right there, Braden.
Actually, 3 of the 4, that one right there, a defensive foul on the Blue Wave. But still, you don't see that often. 75% of the fouls are offensive.
That's a rare occurrence. Darien already has 3 team fouls. 6 minutes left to go in the second. Going to want to see them clean it up a little bit.
San Severino with the inbound to Griffin Bramwitt. Bramwitt just a sophomore, but leading this New Canaan team. Lacayo now to Ty Groff, driving it in the paint to Lacayo. Being triple teamed, and he can't get the shot to fall.
Gotta knock those down if you want to stay in with a good team like Darien.
Drake now swings it over to Davis Depp. Miles to Carson Drake, no relation. And they're going to call that out, but staying with the Blue Wave.
Ty Groff nearly forced a turnover there on a nice hustle play. Ref will rule him out of bounds.
Drake finds the other Drake. Carson Drake, who goes up, can't get it, and the rebound will go to San Severino.
Drake had a big mismatch there on San Severino, but he just couldn't finish.
A 2-inch difference in favor of Carson Drake, but it's the smaller guy, San Severino, with the rebound as Groff takes a step in. No good. Rebound, Galoo.
Buchanan ice cold shooting tonight. Not looking good for them. Down 8.
Galoo now. Driving it in. Retreats it to depth. Fakes it out. Takes the shot himself. And no good off the back rim. Buchanan will now come away with it. Bramwitt will try his luck once again. Behind the arc. And the foul will be called.
Bramwitt's very quick. Great ball handler. Darien just couldn't really stay in front of him there.
Riley Galoo will pick up the foul. McMullen and Barber to check back in for the Blue Wave. And Ned Brady trying to get the sub in, and he will. He will sub in the place of number 13, Santi Lacayo. And Lacayo's really been a guy that the Rams haven't gotten going in this one, as well as many other of their options. So it's really, New Canaan's got to get these weapons going here if they want to come back in this one.
That's right, Lacayo's a real elite offensive threat.
Ned Brady in the paint to Sanseverino, and he will draw the foul on Isaac McMullen.
Great find there by Brady. Don't see him running the point too much, feeding inside, but he did it there, got Sanseverino to the line.
And it will actually be Sanseverino taking the free throws for New Canaan. Sanseverino, very sharp shooter from the free throw line, gets the first one to fall.
Sanseverino's a great player for this team. Been getting some minutes this year. The senior brings a lot of leadership to this squad.
And he makes both of them. And you look at all the stat sheets from New Canaan, and as far as the stats are concerned, he's 100% from the free throw line, 6 for 6 to be exact. McMullen past his defender, and Lenahan puts the floater up, and it's good. Isaac McMullen, his first 2-ball of the afternoon, 5 points for McMullen. And Isaac, a player that just averages 2 points a game, already 5, as Groff will take the 3. No good. Rebound to McMullen.
Groff is 0 for 3 from three-point land to start this one. Maybe want to look for some other options offensively.
Depp right back to Miles Drake. And was looking for Simeon Dahl, intercepted by Groff. And Lenahan. Over to Sanseverino. Over to Groff.
They got to get the ball in the hands of Bramwitt. He's the big facilitator for this offense.
Fumble there by New Canaan. They stay with it. But now the 3-ball from Lenahan. No good. Miles Drake with the rebound. Quickly turns it away to Simeon Dahl. Dahl trying to drive past his defender. And he will be fouled on the way up. Number 4, Michael Sanseverino, charged with the foul.
Dahl's showing that he can hit some threes in this game. Shows us on that play he can drive inside and draw the foul. Now he's going to the line.
Simeon Dahl, a great free throw shooter for the Blue Wave, one of their leaders when it comes to free throw percentage. But as we mentioned, the team for Darien struggling from the line, and Simeon Dahl will get the first one to go off the rim.
Dahl's got a chance to extend the Darien lead here to 10 points. If you're New Canaan with 3 minutes left to go in the first half, you need something offensively. Lacayo's going to check in. He can really knock them down from 3. I'd like to see them get some new players involved. Get Laddick a look. Bramwitt facilitating the offense. Lacayo with 3.
Dahl gets both of them to go. So Sharoy Bentley definitely got his team's free throws a little bit up, already 100% on the game, 2 for 2. As Bramwitt will now be met with Simeon Dahl. Bramwitt over to Sanseverino. Quickly, wide open is number 5, Laddick, for 2.
Great backdoor cut there by Laddick, and an even better find by Sanseverino to hit him on a dime for the easy finish inside.
Laddick's first points of the night, and he's really been a big offensive producer that New Canaan hasn't gotten going. 105 points to his name on the season, according to the stat sheets, as Dahl for 3. No good off the backboard. Rebound to Lacayo. Laddick. Over to Sanseverino, right back to Laddick. Lacayo. New Canaan getting all 5 guys involved. It's Bramwitt now. Shot from Sanseverino is good.
Nice little 5-0 run here from New Canaan. They really closed down the gap after Darien extended their lead to 10.
New Canaan was off to a slow start this quarter, only 2 points really for the first 6 minutes as McMullen trying to use his speed. And that ball will go out. And the ball will be going to the New Canaan Rams.
New Canaan gaining some momentum here. You can kind of feel the atmosphere shifting a little bit as the fans in this gym start to get behind their home team.
Basketball known to be a streaky game, and right now New Canaan's got the momentum going for them, as you mentioned, Jackson. And they will check Spencer Fuller right back into the game. And John Fiorito checking back in for the Blue Wave. Bramwett crossing center court with it. Canaan trying to get a man open for him. Once again, New Canaan will move it around, try to take their time as Lacayo drives it in. No travel call. Fuller right behind the arc. They give him some room. And knocked away by Miles Drake on the ground. Unable to come away with it. Bramwett now trying to use his speed. Puts it up and can't get the shot to go, but a foul will be called.
Great recognition there by Bramwett. He saw Drake coming at him, ready to swat that ball if he took it, but he managed to draw the foul, avoid the block, and now he's going to the line.
And it looks like there's some confusion on the Darien side of who the foul was on. And the Darien sideline is going to double check because I think it was on Miles Drake, and Shawari Bentley is having a word with the referee because I'm not sure if Miles was really in that play that much. And if you're head coach Danny Melzer, you want that foul on Miles Drake, one of the sharper shooters.
That's right. Darien's got to definitely clean it up with these fouls. Already up to 16 fouls with 2 minutes to go in the first half. One away from the bonus.
So Griffin Bramwett to shoot. The foul was on Miles Drake. Bramwett will switch the first shot. Bramwett now 50% free throw shooter. And no good. So he only picks up one from the charity strike. And a foul will be called on Fuller right. They're going to say it was a push. And he's still got his hands up trying to plead his case.
And Coach Danny Melzer is livid about that one and let the ref hear it. It's definitely a physical game. You can tell these teams really hate each other. It's a big rivalry.
And actually, there might be a correction on that. That foul might have gone against the Blue Wave. The scorer's table's holding up plays. I'm not sure if they know what's going on. Because the ref signaled 23 for something. So the foul could be on Carson Drake, Griffin Bramwett, but he definitely did not signal 42 for Spencer Fuller Wright. And the refs will now meet at the scorer's table. Try to get to the bottom of this one.
A lot of confusion on the court here.
Because it really started with that Miles Drake foul where Miles wasn't really involved with the play but still got the foul charged to him. And Miles has been known as a guy to pick up fouls down the stretch, and Darien really doesn't want to see him potentially foul out.
I think they may have given the foul to Darien. But Darien's retaining the possession, so I'm not quite sure what's happening here.
Like I said, you could see the referee signal 23 to the scorer's table, and it was on someone, so Carson Drake will pick up the foul. Darien maintaining possession, so it must have been something on New Canaan's end. They might have had maybe another foul to offset them. We're not 100% sure, but Drake for three, no good. Rebound Fuller Wright. Nonetheless, that is Carson's first foul. As San Severino. Foul charge to Miles Drake.
And I believe they're in 1-1 now, so San Severino, great free throw shooter, will be going to the line here.
And now you see why that first foul was a big one, that they charged it to Miles Drake. That's now his second, and he's a leading scorer for the Blue Wave as Riley Galoo will check in the place of Miles Drake. But it will be 1-1 for Michael San Severino. Severino, this is his second trip to the free throw line. Drained both last time. No good. Rebound to Austin Black. Dahl in the corner to Galoo. Quickly coming off the bench, and Dahl for three. No good. Was looking for the foul, no call. And in the corner, they're going to call it out.
Costly mistake there by New Canaan, giving up the offensive board. They're down 4, minute 25 to go left in this first half. Every possession matters a ton at this point in the game.
Once again, New Canaan is in the bonus. Fiorita to inbound. Gets it all the way over to Simeon Dahl. Risky pass, but it completes. Dahl gets it to Fiorita. Driving it inside. Galoo for 3. No good. And now Bramwitt will try to speed up this offense. A minute and 10 left to play before the half. Vladeck to Bramwitt, wide open for 3. And he airballs it, so the pressure from Fiorita works.
Ugly shot there from Bramwitt as you hear the Darien students erupting at that.
And now Simeon Dahl might take his time to slow it down, and he's actually going straight to the hoop, proving me wrong. Makes the nice spin move, and they're going to call a travel on Simeon Dahl. And the New Canaan sideline now going to cheer a little. 51.4 left to play before the half.
This is a really important possession here for New Canaan. They want to go into halftime feeling like this is a close game. Anyone wants to win. Starts with this possession, trying to narrow down the Darien lead.
Tigeroff and Jack Lenahan checking back in for the Rams. Lenahan quickly will be getting the ball, getting right back to his inbound with Griffin Bramwitt. No shot clock in Connecticut high school basketball, so New Canaan will potentially try to take their time and get the last shot as Groff getting some room from Carson Drake. He's going to try to drive it inside, and he will get it, falling to the ground.
Great drive there by Groff. He's playing against a larger defender in Drake, but he's able to find his lane and finish inside with the right hand.
And New Canaan has come all the way back, cutting this down to a 2-point Darien lead, and Sharoy Bentley will come all the way out to half court and take the timeout. So he's going to try to draw some play up for Darien. That is Sharoy Bentley, his first timeout of the night. Both teams still with 4 left. But Jackson, what do you think we're going to see in this final 15 seconds?
17 seconds here. Darien's definitely going for the last shot. Who do they go to? I think it's going to be Dahl. He can really knock him down for 3. If they can get him an off-ball screen, get him an open look from the perimeter, that's exactly what this team wants.
And there's a chance Miles Drake will probably be back on the court, and he could go to them if Simeon has got some coverage on him. Once again, Miles Drake, already 2 fouls to his name. New Canaan's definitely going to keep putting the pressure on, keep getting him to try to draw the fouls. This is the first charge timeout for Darien. 17.7 seconds left in the second quarter. Darien with a 2-point lead. So you got to assume Bentley's going to be drawing up some play here. Try to get a last-second shot up and get the points. Because Darien will get the ball coming out of the half. It will be McMullen, Dahl, Black, Miles, and Carson Drake, the 5 for Darien. Miles Drake to inbound. McMullen will be the retreat man, and he will get it. Dahl playing right under the hoop. Black behind the 3-point line. 10 seconds now. McMullen. Dahl comes out. Gets it to Miles Drake. Trying to drive it in. Steps back. 3! No good. And New Canaan will get the rebound, and that one not anywhere close. And this will now take us to the half. Darien with the 2-point lead over the New Canaan Rams. Jackson, what was your overall thoughts on the first half?
That was a great start from both teams. Darien pulled away at as big of a 10-point margin at 1 point, but New Canaan managed to close it down to a 2-point lead for Darien going into the half. Didn't get off to a great start shooting for New Canaan, but they were able to respond to Darien from inside and make this a close game here.
Once again, will be Darien ball coming out of the half. We're going to take a short break with halftime. Once again, your score at the half, Darien 23, New Canaan 21. You're watching a joint production of NCTV and DAF Media. Don't go anywhere. We still got the entire second half of basketball, and it should be an exciting one. So don't go anywhere. We welcome you back inside the New Canaan High School main gym for the second half in this one. But before we get to the second half, we're going to look down the stretch for both of these teams and their remaining games, because very different stories, Jackson. On one side, you have Darien, who's just got a very brutally tough schedule down the stretch, and you got New Canaan, who's a little bit lighter down the stretch. And you see the graphic up on your screen now. Darien, 4 very tough games. They got to play Richfield at home on Monday. The Tigers are 13-1, the current leaders in the FCIAC. Then they got to go to Stanford on Wednesday in a game that those teams are tied for 8th place, so it could be a potential play-in game down the stretch when you look at tiebreakers, as well as a road trip to Wilton and then Staples. So they got to play 3 of the top 5 teams in the FCIAC down the stretch, which for the Blue Wave, that's going to be really tough, especially if they're trying to make that FCIAC playoff push.
And it's really the opposite story for New Canaan, as you see their matchups looking a little bit easier in the future. They got Trumbull, Ludlow, Harding, and Norwalk and Greenwich to close out the season. Definitely some weaker opponents than Darien has to face. But both teams requiring some big wins here down the stretch if they're going to want to get a big playoff run going.
And it's also interesting, you look at Darien this season, they are 0-6 against teams that are above 500. So with 3 games still left on the schedule, they got to pull up an upset here, at least in one of those games. Assuming they pick up the win here today, beat Stanford, they got to pull up at least one upset to keep the pressure on, keep the pedal to the metal, and make that FCIAC playoff push. And New Canaan, if they can win this game here today, win some more games down the stretch, they can try to make that FCIAC playoff push themselves.
Yeah, even more pressure here on New Canaan. They've struggled this season, desperately needing some wins in the final stretch.
So we got about 20 seconds until we will get underway in this second half. Jackson, what do you think we're going to see in this second half?
Well, New Canaan really struggled to get their three-point shooters involved. We didn't really see Lacayo and Laddick get any quality looks from 3. Darien was obviously a completely different story. Dahl definitely getting involved, knocked down some great triples. New Canaan's going to want to set some off-ball screens, get their shooters open. They've kind of struggled from all shots they've taken this game. So if they're getting quality looks for their best players, that's how you score and have success offensively.
New Canaan's a team that usually likes to shoot that 3 balls we mentioned in the opening, and they make a lot of their threes. Only 2 3-pointers made for the Rams this afternoon. One from Griffin Bramwitt, the other one from the team's leading scorer this afternoon in Michael Sanseverino with 7 points to his name, and 2 of those coming from the free throw line. So they really struggled to get the offense going, and they clawed their way all the way back in a nice run to get us to a 2-point margin in favor of the Blue Wave. And it will be the Blue Wave ball to come out of the half. But we still have 16 minutes left of basketball, and it's either team's game.
That's right. New Canaan kind of starting small here. We see Brady and Fuller Wright both on the bench. Lacayo, the sole big man out there for the Rams.
And you look at the height, Lacayo only 6'3". That's nothing when you compare him to the 6'7" or the 6'5" Spencer Fuller Wright or Ned Brady. So a little bit of a height loss there, but he'll try to use it to his advantage, and the teams will switch sides. So Darien now moving from left to right on your screen in their road black jerseys with the black numbers. New Canaan moving from right to left in their home whites with the black numbers. Drake with the quick 3, no good. Fiorita fighting for the rebound, will go up for it, and he will draw the foul.
That defense by Lacayo that we just saw in that corner 3 was excellent. That's just the kind of contest New Canaan needs to be getting against a Darien team who's red hot from 3.
Lacayo, that is his second foul of the night. And now John Fiorita to take 2 shots. Makes the first one, and Darien's 3 for 3 from the charity strike tonight, which is shooting that we really haven't seen from them from the free throw line.
That was one of their big keys coming into this game. Free throws are crucial, even more so in rivalry games like this one.
And we've seen them play teams like Fairfield Ward, my apologies, or Trumbull, where the free throws really make a difference in the games, or even in Greenwich on Friday, the many missed free throws that they had really kind of coming back to haunt them. As Lacayo now trying to drive past Carson Drake in the corner for 3. It's good. Jack Laddick.
Just the start they needed from Jack Laddick. He's a lights-out 3-point shooter, and he gets off to a great start.
And Kyle Bloomer will be charged with the charging foul.
Another offensive foul. We've seen a lot of those this game.
And for Kyle. And I just want to make sure I had that right. That is his 3rd team foul in this one. Once again, 5 is a foul out, so they're going to pull him off the court and try to preserve him for the later parts in the game. As Laddick gets it right back to Bramwitt. Bramwitt, just the 4 points to his name today. Sanseverino to Lacayo. Down low, Sykes off the backboard and good.
The Darien student section is really heckling Bramlett, who airballed early in the game, but the sophomore is unfazed and doing
Drake
a great
now.
job.
It's good. Carson Drake, the cut over the middle, gets the pass and puts it in for his 4th points of the night. Bramlett. Being guarded by Miles Drake. Sends it in the corner for 3. It's good.
And
Jack Laddick.
2 in a row for Jack Laddick, and just like that, the Rams take a 2-point lead. Great start from 3 from him.
Jack Laddick, 6 early points. Now Carson Drake trying with the rebuttal, and he gets it to go. So Carson Drake and Jack Laddick, the big stories of the half, as it will now be the 3 ball from the other corner. No good. Off the backboard, rebound to Sykes. He's going to take it right back behind the arc. Jack Laddick over to Bramlett. Bramlett now to Lacayo, and John Fiorita is going to be called with a foul. He is not happy with that call.
Fiorita just getting a bit too physical there. That's going to get called every time.
And Fiorita is now going to be subbed out to the bench for number 21, Davis Depp. Will check back in, the junior shooting guard for the Blue Wave. And New Canaan now with the inbound over to Bramlett. Bramlett trying to use his height to his advantage. Makes the nice spin move, and off the glass is good.
Great job by Bramlett there, quieting his hecklers, getting a great look inside.
Now Darien in the paint once again to Carson Drake. Pickpocketed by Lacayo. And now Lacayo on the break. And foul will be called, no shot. And the charging foul on Lacayo.
You know what, Brandon? I don't know how I feel about that call. We've seen a lot of offensive fouls called today, but I don't think he had his feet set there.
That was a really late call by the referee. The ball went in. Darien thought that they blew the call, and then he blew the whistle and called it on New Canaan, so no good on the basket. And Darien now will inbound to McMullen. Miles Drake calling for the screen. Over to McMullen. Cuts it over to Carson Drake. McMullen for 3, no good. And the ball is up and off the line. They're going to keep it with the Blue Wave. I think they thought Carson Drake touched it there at the end, but he didn't.
And I must say, Michael Sanseverino is doing a great job defensively, guarding Drake, who's a larger and more physical player.
Miles Drake inbounds it to Dahl. Dahl looking for Drake in the paint. Nice move by McMullen, a little step back. Over to Dahl. Dahl to Drake. Carson Drake now, down low, trying to drive, and he gets it!
Drake got the better of Sanseverino that time, but it's been a tough battle between those two in the paint.
Carson Drake averaging 10 points a game, 8 to his name tonight. And they had Sykes open there. Now they're going to pass it to Sykes. He'll drive it in. Bounce it right back to Bramlett, and it's good.
High IQ play there by Sykes. Great find to give Bramlett the easy bucket.
Drake now calling from the screen. It will be Carson Drake who pulls right out. Simeon Dahl from the free throw line. The jump shot, no good. And a foul will be called on Carson Drake as Groff falls to the floor.
And Drake has certainly picked up some fouls so far this game. A bit of foul trouble, and he'll check out.
Carson's second. And it will be New Canaan ball. The Rams with a lead in this game. The tides have turned as Bramlett over to Laddick. Hands it off to Bramlett. Logan Sykes looking for something. To the top to Groff, and he will be called with the travel. Tried to make the fake move, but the ref didn't give it to him, and he will be turning it over to the Blue Wave.
Unfortunate turnover there from the Rams. Very tight game. Every possession matters. Can't be giving away the ball like that.
And now Miles Drake over to Dahl. Had a look for three, but keeps it. Canaan with the 2-point lead over McMullen. Drake drives it, retreats it to Dahl for three. Being contested, but he still makes it.
I was about to say Syke is doing a great job guarding Dahl so far this half, but he gives him just a little bit of space, and that's all Dahl needs.
Simeon Dahl's first points of the half, and he's now in double digits with 11. Ned Brady being guarded by Austin Black. Gets it to Ty Groff, to Sykes. Canaan slowing it down. Back to Ned Brady, already 4 points to his name. Looks down low, tipped away by Davis Depp, and it will be grabbed by Simeon Dahl. Dahl now. With McMullen. And now Black with the screen. Gets it right over to Austin Black. Loses it, stays with it, and can't get it. Now Laddick in the corner. Sykes. Down low to Ned Brady. Fakes out Simeon Dahl, and he puts it in. Just lays it in from Ned Brady.
Who would have thought? 6 points from Brady. He's having an amazing game. Great job from him.
Especially from a player that, when you look at the stat sheets, only six combined points in the 11 games that the stats have been recorded in, as the 3 from Dahl is no good. So a career night from Ned Brady, as Canaan with the 1-point lead. Bramwitt driving, and he will lose it, and it will be going to Darien. No touch from the Blue Wave.
Brady will stay out on the court on a bit of a revenge tour here after Darien beat his football team there in the state playoffs. He's playing with some heart tonight.
And that's going to be an interesting big man matchup down low. Ned Brady, Carson Drake, two of the football captains from each side. It'll also be a physical matchup down low. Drake with the screen. Dahl over to McMullen for 3. No good. Rebound Drake. Carson Drake, no shot. They're going to call the foul on the floor.
And Drake just a physical force inside. Difficult to cover. Ned Brady couldn't do it there. Gets a foul. And Fuller Wright will check in for him.
I said it could be a physical matchup. Ned Brady picks up the foul there. Only the Rams' 3rd team foul, so Darien will inbound it under the hoop. McMullen finds Simeon Dahl. Dahl gets it to Depp. Makes the move, the spin move, the jump shot, and he gets it and one! Davis Depp, big
Very
play.
difficult shot there. Great job by him. Getting the shot and one. That was a high-level play from him.
Depp used all the moves he got there. He made a nice spin move, had the jump shot, swished it in, and now he'll have a chance to make it the old classic 3-point play. And Depp, no good there. Darien was looking for the foul on Fuller Wright, doesn't get it. But still a great play from Davis Depp, his first points of the night. Gets it down low to Sanseverino, the little floater, and he gets it.
Great shot by Sanseverino. He's had a very productive night for the Rams.
9 points for Sanseverino, the team's leader, I believe. And he's having a great night. But New Canaan retakes their 1-point lead, and this has just been a great game all night, and it usually is when these two teams meet. You even look at their meeting last season, which was actually right back here at the New Canaan High School gym, and the Rams took that one 55-51, but that one came right up to the end, and New Canaan kind of ran away with it towards the end, and I have a feeling we could be going there again, Jackson.
That's right, Braden. New Canaan's really been able to rely on their senior leadership today. Brady and Sanseverino, not usually thought of as very productive scorers for the team, have knocked some great shots down and have been huge in giving the Rams their 1-point lead they have now.
And you see guys like Laddick, they started to heat him up a little coming out of the half, but really Santiago Lacayo, Griffin Bramwitt, some of their bigger scorers, they really haven't gotten going, and they're still maintaining that 1-point lead. But it's going to be interesting here with about 9.5 minutes left in regulation as we're in this 3rd quarter. McMullen inbound it. Depp's going to call off Dahl and take it himself. Gets it right back to McMullen. McMullen playing the point. He double teamed quickly. and intercepted by the Rams. Laddick with the layup. And Canaan extending their lead.
Great defensive play there by the Rams, trapping McMullen and taking advantage of a bit of a mismatch defensively.
Dahl needs to get it over. Center court gets it to Carson Drake. Depp now. Gets it over to Dahl. In the corner to Galoo. Over to McMullen. To Depp for three. No good, just short. And Fuller Wright's going to slow it down, getting it to Griffin Bramwett.
Great ball movement there by Darien.
Kayo. Over to Fuller Wright. Once again, not looking for the shot. Intercepted by Dahl. And Dahl will finish for the two.
Fuller Wright with an ugly turnover there. Not a great ball handler.
So once again, that rebuttal play, New Canaan steals it, goes on the break and scores two, and then right behind him is Darien with Simeon Dahl. And now Bramwett, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Gets it over to Laddick. Laddick now, over to Bramwett. Under 10 seconds left, being guarded tightly by Dahl. Tries driving it in to Fuller Wright, off the backboard and good.
Great find there.
McMullen throws it up just short. But Spencer Fuller Wright picking up the late two, and New Canaan will now go into the end of the third quarter, huddle up by 3 points. But there's still 8 minutes left to play, Jackson, and you got to assume Darien's going to come out hungry. And we now take you back up to the broadcast location. Braden Shank and Jackson Easley with you. So glad you could be with us on this Thursday afternoon on the NCTV or DAF Media networks. Once again, New Canaan with the 41-38 lead. Jackson, it's going to be an exciting finish. What do you think we're going to see in this fourth quarter?
That's right. They played an ideal third quarter. Definitely going to want to continue just where they left off. They got their offensive woes from the first half really shaken off there. They knocked down some threes, had some success inside. Going to want to continue that and really lock up Darien's shooters on defense.
And once again, we mentioned in the open the implications of this game here today. Darien making that FCIAC playoff push today, so they're really going to look for a win. And New Canaan trying to continue to climb the standings. They've been playing a little bit hotter here recently. They picked up the win against Bridgeport Central on Monday, so they're going to look to make it 2 this week and continue to try to make that late playoff surge. And even they still have a state playoff per 30 locked up because they're in Division I, which they get the automatic bid. But you know, I think they would like to get the extra seed and maybe host a game potentially in the first round. But it is a New Canaan 3-point lead, 8 minutes of basketball still left to be played. And the ball will be going to the Rams to start the fourth quarter. And it's going to be an exciting one. You don't want to go anywhere. Once again, you are watching NCTV and DAF Media. And New Canaan to inbound it. Number 4, San Severino over to Bramwett. Bramwett now to Golcayo. Santiago Lacayo, hasn't had many points here tonight, but one of the Rams' bigger scorer with 84 on the season. Bramwett now driving past Depp, throws it up, and off the backboard is good.
Great job by Bramwett, running the offense, driving in, finding the space and finishing.
Darien now playing with some speed and turns it over to New Canaan. Bramwett throws it all the way down court to Lacayo for 2. And the New Canaan side of the gym erupting. You got to assume, Jackson, that's the start they were looking for. 30 seconds in, and they score 4 points, extending the lead up some ways up to 7.
This team loves to play in transition. We saw it there on the fast break to Lacayo. They got him just the kind of look they wanted, extended their lead to 7, and the New Canaan student section is into this one.
And we can tie this all the way back to that first quarter. We mentioned New Canaan couldn't give up the long runs, and they did, and that's what kept Darien in this game for so long. And now New Canaan's starting to run away with it, unless head coach Sharoy Bentley can pull something out and try to bring the Blue Wave back in this one. 7 minutes, 26 seconds. There is still time, only down by 7, but Darien's going to start needing to make the shots, not committing the careless errors, the careless fouls. And it's definitely an electric one as you hear both student sections getting into it, both fan bases out here in mass showing their support. Of course, the recent COVID restrictions being lifted, the gym being back up to full capacity, something we didn't see a couple weeks ago, that they can only have 50% or no students in attendance. So it's really been a different environment, and it's really shown here tonight. As that's the end of the full timeout.
That's right. It's really anyone's game. So the student sections are definitely into this one. Only a 7-point lead for the Rams. With the way Darien shot the ball, they can easily close that gap, get right back into this one.
So it will be Darien ball. Kyle Bloomer off the bench will inbound. Or it's actually on the other end, my apologies, Miles Drake to inbounds. And Baloo will be taking it, getting it right back to Drake. Once again, Braden Shank and Jackson Easley with you. So glad you could be with us on this Thursday afternoon from the New Canaan High School main gym. Drake. Right back to Miles Drake. And that pass to Glue, but he picks it up for three. No good. Carson Drake with the rebound, trying to use his size, and off the backboard, he gets it.
Great job by Drake. Took advantage of some poor positioning there for the offensive rebound by the Rams.
Miles Drake playing the tough defense, keeping the hands up. Bramwitt now using his good ball handling abilities. Monahan over to Laddick. Laddick being double teamed, and the foul will be, it's actually going to be called out of bounds. And no, they actually got the timeout off. I didn't think they gave it to him. But New Canaan gets the timeout off. A timeout for head coach Danny Melzer, especially in a time like that where the Laddick was really tight and up against the line, and they got it off. But New Canaan keeping that 5-point lead, 6:38. And Jackson, it's been an exciting start to the fourth quarter.
That's right, Braden. Great job there by Coach Melzer. Really recognized his player was in trouble. And he's going to settle down his team. 5-point game, 6 minutes to go in this one. They want to definitely drop some strong offensive and defensive plays.
It was interesting there because Miles Drake kind of chopped at Laddick. The foul wasn't called, and the ref put his hand up. I didn't see that he gave the timeout to Danny Melzer. It was just great timing by him to protect his ball handler. Man, I believe that's either the second or third timeout taken by New Canaan, so they only have a couple left. The teams will break their huddle. New Canaan with the 5-point lead, a early run from them coming out of the quarter break.
You'll notice Darien only has 3 team fouls with 6.5 to go. Did a great job cleaning up their play a little bit. That'll be big in the stretch. They want to keep New Canaan from going to the line for easy buckets.
Jack Laddick with the inbound. All the way over to Lenahan. Bramwitt. Once again, New Canaan's going to take their sweet time on this, a 5-point lead, not rush anything. Lacayo. Over to San Severino. Stopped by Miles Drake. He gains possession of it. On the streak. The drive. Off the backboard, no good. Bloomer will be fouled on the way up.
Great job by Bloomer. Second chance opportunities, so huge in moments like this. Giving his team a chance to close that Rams lead down to 3.
And that is the 4th foul to Lacayo. He's now in foul trouble, and that's a guy the Rams definitely don't want fouling out, as Kyle Bloomer will go to the line for 2. Bloomer, 25. Free throws on the season, makes number 26 right there.
That's right. Ty Groff will check in for Lacayo here. 5 team fouls for the Rams. Then a bit of foul trouble. 2 more until they get into the bonus with 6 minutes 20 to go.
Bloomer makes the first one, cutting the lead down to 4. Looking to go 2 for 2. And doesn't take a friendly bounce. Goes to the hands of Ty Groff. Bramwitt. Driving it right up to the hoop, throws it up, and he swishes it.
Great recognition there by Bramwitt that the lane was open. His defender was playing in too close. Drove in, easy floater.
Simeon Dahl. Being guarded tightly by Lenahan. Over to Carson Drake, not under the hoop. Drake's Galoo. Galoo for 3. No good. And the rebound will be grabbed by Simeon Dahl. Dahl gets it over to Bloomer. Bloomer to Miles Drake. Makes a nice move. Back to Bloomer. Darien now just moving the ball around, looking for the perfect opportunity. Miles. And the foul will be called, and he will be getting 2 shots.
These second chance opportunities that Darien is getting, just killing the Rams here. They allowed another offensive rebound on that time, and it's going to send Darien to the line for another 2 free throws.
Lenahan, that is his first foul. The team's 6th foul, so the next one would send Darien in the bonus. But Miles Drake to shoot 2, his first trip to the line tonight. And off the back iron, no good. And of course, some chance referring to the football matchups these teams played back in the fall. Of course, Miles Drake, the quarterback for the Darien team, as he makes the second free throw, going 50% from the line.
And Chad Russo really tormented Miles Drake there in the Turkey Bowl game with several sacks.
Laddick. Right back to Lenahan. Bramwett now. Over to San Severino. New Canaan moving the ball around. Once again, in no hurry whatsoever. Currently up by 5. Driving in. Side is Groff. Throws it up. And off the backboard, he gets it.
Good job by Groff, recognizing that they weren't really getting anything going with that ball movement, just taking the initiative to drive.
Great save by Drake. He's going to try to drive in, and the foul will be called. So Carson Drake will go to the line, and Darien will now enter bonus land.
It's really costly for the Rams. There's just under 5 minutes to go. For Darien, it's such a close game to be 1-1 for every foul. It's very costly.
Carson Drake going to the charity strike. And Drake can't get the first one. Currently a 7-point New Canaan lead. 4:48 left to play. Carson Drake gets the second one.
With this kind of lead, with under 5 to go, I'd like to see New Canaan really slow it down, take advantage of possessions. There's no shot clock. Got to control the game.
Moving it around. Fake from Lenahan over to Bramwett. He's being guarded by McMullen. Laddick, and the foul is called on Miles Drake. That is going to be his 3rd, and he is not happy with the call. Only Darien's 4th foul, so they're not in foul trouble just yet, or I should say team foul trouble. Laddick gets it to Bramwett. Bramwett now. Over to San Severino in the corner. Groff with the fake, drives it, retreats it back to San Severino, and the travel is called.
Tough call there for the Rams.
San Severino saw an opening to the hoop and just kind of went with it, forgetting he had the ball and traveled. And Darien is now going to try to convert on the careless error from the Rams. McMullen inbound. We'll get it to Miles Drake. Drake over to Dahl. Dahl to McMullen in the corner. Fakes it, drives it in. Off the backboard, can't get it. But he will get his own rebound. Once again, Isaac McMullen only coming in at 5'5", but he gets his own rebound as Drake now driving in. And off the backboard, he gets it.
As I said earlier, second chance points are really what has kept Darien in this game as they close the lead down thanks to that McMullen offensive board.
Nice move from Bramwood. He's going to send it in the corner. And that one is going to get past. McMullen's going to hustle for it, grab possession. And Darien's going to now slow it down. Not rush anything, only a 4-point game now. Drake with the screen. And he will overshoot Carson Drake.
With two teams with back-to-back turnovers, you just cannot be doing that in these pivotal moments. Crunch time in the 4th quarter.
Especially when Darien had the momentum going for him. New Canaan turned it over. They were looking to convert, cut the lead down to 1 basket, and they're unable to do so. And now we'll try to force something else from New Canaan. Tight defense. Lenahan, baseball pass all the way down, and picked off by Carson Drake. Really showing the football defensive skills right there, tipping it away. But the ball will be staying with New Canaan. Would have been a nice deflection, forcing 2nd and 10, but instead we'll have a New Canaan ball. Jack Laddick with the inbound. Laddick now. Over to Lenahan. Shot is up. No good. Rebound Dahl. Interesting shot there from San Severino. 3 minutes left. Darien now going to try to cut it right back down to a 1-basket game. Dahl. Mullen now. Right over to Simeon Dahl. Dahl trying to bring it in. Gets to the basket off the backboard, and he gets it.
Great drive there by Dahl. Way to use the glass. And now it's just a 2-point game. New Canaan desperately needs some points here offensively. Bit of a drought for them.
15 points for Dahl, and the pass is high. Darien ball.
Costly turnover there for Bramwood. He wishes he could have that one back.
And the Canaan coaching staff going to have a word with their team. The players coming out as McMullen will inbound it to Dahl. Once again, a 2-point game. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play between Darien and New Canaan. Dahl over to Miles Drake. Drake now, past Bramwood, going to the hoop. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Carson Drake. And he will be blocked. Bloomer with the third chance. Blocked again. And that will be fouled. And one.
They'll call the foul on the floor there, I believe.
So they're going to shoot the 1-on-1. They called it off. Interesting call there. Drake now, 1-1. No good in the tip up there. Ball is loose. Will be going. Canaan now with the ball. Tiger off. Stopped by Darien. McMullen with it.
Tigeroff unable to beat the Darien press there as they force a turnover.
And Drake will stay with it. Throw it off to Bloomer. Under the hoop. No good off the rim, and it will be a New Canaan rebound.
Huge rebound there from Lacayo. These offensive second chances have been killing them down the stretch here.
Ruff had the look. And we apologize for any audio issues we might have experienced in the last minute or so. Ruff. Over to Bramwood. Had the guy down low. They're just going to keep dribbling it around. All the way over to Laddick. And the foul will be called on McMullen, a smart foul there. Darien might start the foul game now. Still 1:11 left, only 2-point game.
They still got 2 fouls to give here with 1:11.
And it really shows you that foul on the floor makes a big difference in this game. The difference between a 49-49 game and a 49-47 game.
That's right. That would have been a huge momentum shifter for Darien. Instead, New Canaan is retaining possession. It looks like they're just content to kill as much clock as possible, not really looking to score here.
Once again, no shot clock, so New Canaan hypothetically could just run the ball out. Load over to Bramwitt. McMullen trying to keep his hands up, but trying to swipe the ball away from Bramwitt. Gets it over the half court. Down to Lacayo, wasn't looking for the basket. Under a minute now. Throws it down low. Lacayo goes up, and he gets it and one.
As the gym will erupt, a huge and one there from Lacayo. A chance to extend the Rams' lead to 5.
Santiago Lacayo, very quiet in this one, only his 4th points of the afternoon, and he's gonna go to the line. And a timeout taken by Sharoy Bentley. And that is just a momentum shift in favor of the Rams. And Jackson, you really got to think Darien really needs to start getting something going, down by 4, and they got to put a basket up on this possession.
100%, Braden. This is obviously a pivotal possession for them. New Canaan showed that they could really run out a lot of the clock and then get a bucket at the end. If they were able to get another possession, they could run this whole clock down potentially.
And once again, it takes you back to that possession under the hoop. Darien kept trying the opportunities. Miles Drake got it, made the basket. They called the foul on the floor, taking the 2 points off the board for the Blue Wave. And that, I think, really was the momentum shift down the stretch.
That was a huge moment. There were 2 back-to-back blocks by Lacayo. Darien got the rebound again. Potentially what everyone here in the gym thought was an and one, waved off on the floor, and they shoot 1-and-1 and miss.
And that's the thing is, I think New Canaan, knowing that Darien's a very shaky team when it comes to the free throws, and I think they were happy when that was called on the floor, as now Lacayo will go to the line, looking to extend the New Canaan lead. Lacayo with the three-point play. And it's now a 52-47 New Canaan lead.
Lacayo always calm and collected under the pressure. Hits a big free throw when it counts.
Bloomer with the inbounds. Finds it to McMullen. Miles Drake now. Darien needs to get the ball moving here. 2-score game. 42 seconds. McMullen. Makes a nice move there. Throws it down low to Drake. Drake trying to get under the hoop, puts it up, off the backboard, no good, gets the rebound. The second chance, no good. And it will be a New Canaan rebound. And they're gonna tee up Carson Drake. And tee up Miles Drake. So 2 Darien players have just been teed up in the last couple seconds. Darien has not been happy with the calls all afternoon. And now 2 Darien players have been teed up. So I believe New Canaan will get 4 uncontested shots and the ball left with 27 seconds left.
And that is huge. New Canaan erupting their sideline.
It all started, Carson Drake wanted the foul, didn't get it. He was talking to the ref, I would assume pretty harshly. He got teed up. Miles Drake wasn't happy. He now went in the ref's face and got teed up. So Darien has gotten 2 technical fouls in the span of the last couple seconds. And it will be Griffin Bramwood who will go to the free throw line and take the uncontested free throws. And it's really just ever since that foul down low, the momentum has been going to New Canaan.
And we knew this would be a physical game, but that was some serious grit shown by both sides under the basket on that last possession. Darien with Drake had multiple putback attempts, thought he was fouled. Huge momentum changer.
So the refs are going to conjure on this one and try to figure out what they're going to assess here. And once again, Carson and Miles Drake have both been teed up with the technical flagrant foul. And the refs are now going to assess technically what they're going to do here. Once again, New Canaan will get the shots and the ball back.
Looking like they want Bramwood to take these free throws. He's a decent free throw shooter. Definitely going to want to hit these to extend the lead and possibly put it out of reach for Darien with only 27 to go.
It also gets interesting because you potentially could be looking at 3 fouls in Darien here, considering the fact that Carson Drake pushed and got the initial foul called, then got teed up, and then Miles Drake got teed up. So there's going to be at least 2 fouls added to the Darien total, if not 3. So New Canaan will be moving up here into the double bonus range potentially. And Carson Drake, if he gets 2 fouls to his name, he's all of a sudden at 4. And both teams are now at the scorer's table trying to figure out what just happened, as it's 52-47. And Jackson, you got to think here Griffin Bramwood has a chance to really put this game out of reach with potentially 4 shots coming his way.
That's right, only a sophomore, always calm, always collected under the pressure. He's just the kind of guy you want to be taking these huge shots.
And while we have a quick minute here while the refs are assessing the situation, I'm going to give a shout out to the NCTV production crew doing a great job bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Once again, a joint production of NCTV and DAF Media. Sydney Sibilia, Anthony Mank, and Skylar Stevens, and our producer Emily Fox. And the DAF Media advisor Damian Andrew, the NCTV Media advisor Roman Sobolski. Joint broadcast bringing you this live varsity basketball coverage. Braden Shank and Jackson Easley with you. Once again, if you're just joining us, Darien has been given 2 technical fouls, 1 to Miles Drake, 1 to Carson Drake. And New Canaan will now shoot the shots. It's going to be number 4, Michael Sanseverino, taking the technical free throw shots.
He's a senior. He's played huge tonight. Hit his free throws. Just the guy you want at the line.
Sanseverino gets a lucky bounce on the first one, extending the New Canaan lead up to 6.
Chance to make it a 3-possession game if he hits this one.
Second shot from Sanseverino, and he gets it. So it's going to be interesting what happens now because he's going to shoot another 2 for the Miles Drake technical fouls. So he's 2 for 2, looking to go 3 for 3. And he gets it. And he's going to try to keep the streak going, make it 4 for 4.
Huge night from San Severino. Just the guy you want capping off the night for the Rams as they pretty much put this game out of reach.
And just like practicing the free throws. Now, I think that San Severino is going to get 2 more, actually, because there was the initial Miles Drake pushing foul. So he's just going to keep shooting them. He's going to make it 5 for 5.
Excellent free throw shooting from San Severino. Just what you want to see out of the senior.
And 6 for 6 for Michael San Severino. A 6-point play, I guess you call that. Just kept making the free throws. Once again, the 2 technicals, he just kept getting the shots. And Darien's team total now up to 9.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before in basketball, but that is one interesting way to end this game.
And it's now an 11-point New Canaan lead. It was 5, and they're just going to go down, and the layup is good from San Severino. So 8 points in the span of the last 20 seconds from San Severino. And this game is just about over as Dahl will try the 3, won't get it. And you got to assume, Jackson, the late season, and it really all showed there from Darien as this will take us to the end. New Canaan with the big win, 60-47. And I'm not really sure what happened there in that last 30 seconds. 2 technicals, 6 free throws from Michael San Severino, and New Canaan will come away with the 13-point win. Jackson, what were your final thoughts on this one?
I didn't really see that ending coming. It looked like it was a super close game, nail to nail here. New Canaan just pulled away a 13-point lead in the last 2 minutes off that foul and that wild sequence on the and one that was actually called as a 1-and-1 on the floor. That's
a good point, Jackson. We go all the way back to that and one. It was a 49-47 game. Miles Drake gets the rebound, goes up with it, gets fouled, and they call the foul on the ground and potentially tie it at 49. So Darien had the disadvantage there, missed the free throw, and then that really just started a spiral downhill for Darien. The possession there, 2 technical fouls. San Severino, 6 free throws, made all 6 of them, and New Canaan comes away with the 60-47 win. And Jackson, now let's look at Darien here. What do you think is going to be said in that locker room, especially going down a tough stretch here to try to keep some playoff footing?
Well, I would say, obviously it's a rivalry game, so both teams care very much. But as far as the FCIAC standings go, this game was not as big for Darien as it was for New Canaan. So Darien still can rebound from this one. They have some difficult games in the upcoming stretch, but if they're able to pull out a few crucial victories, they'll be on the road to a playoff run potentially.
So both these teams are back in action Monday. The Darien Blue Wave will host the Richfield Tigers in a tough game. New Canaan will take the trip up to play Buddy Bray's Trumbull Eagles. So 2 good games there on Monday, but once again in this one, New Canaan takes the big win, 60-47. They'll advance to 7-8 on the season, 3-8 in the conference. Darien will drop to 500 at 8-8 and 5-6 on the conference record. And that's going to do it for our broadcast. I'm going to give one final shout out to the production crew this afternoon, all student volunteers from New Canaan High School and Darien High School, bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Sydney Sibilia, Andrew Mank, Skylar Stevens, and our producer Emily Fox. And for our entire production crew, Jackson Easley saying so long from New Canaan High School. I've been Braden Shank, and we thank you for watching DAF Media and NCTV. We'll see you next time.